Hello there, everyone. It is I, Soul17 here. Let me just first, like usual. I do not own the picture, not the video. I did make the thumbnail though, but yeah, whatever, okay. So, here's the thing. Pardon me, this is how it's gonna go. In this part 2, we're gonna have Azuka gain some new conduit abilities. More like his abilities, but, from people with quirks. And a little bit of other people with conduit abilities, just to keep it spicy somewhat. Say, in this one, I want to keep some stuff as a surprise, but, in this one, I'm just going to say Toya, aka, Dabi, that we all know. I'm gonna just say he is in UA. You're gonna see why. Oh, hold on. My parents are home. Good timing. Alright, everyone. My parents got home. I'm back upstairs in my room. I'm gonna eat something because my mom got me something to eat for lunch. And I usually skip breakfast and lunch sometimes. Because I wake up like around 11 or almost 12. My sleep pattern is crazy. So I try my best to fall asleep. I can't. I stay up most of the night. Yeah, so let me eat something real quick. Alright, I ate something. So anyways, as I was saying before my parents come home, we're just gonna go to the day where Rizuku's going to UA. Basically, new powers are gonna be given to Zuku because of, well, I just think it'd be fun to give him these powers. So, alright. So basically, Izuku wakes up and he's getting dressed for UA. And he's like, man, this is gonna be such a pain. I've never been to school before. He's in the car with Aizawa, basically. I mean, when I say getting dressed. So, they're walking over to the car after they ate. Aizawa just says, look, I know you've never been to school, but come on. Give it a shot. Besides, what you showed at the entrance, well, not the entrance exam, but the conduit entrance exam, entrance exam for the conduits, basically. Hold on. Sorry, had a burp coming. Basically, though, it's like this. He just says, it's kind of terrifying. Especially Cole McGrath's powers. Come on, let's get going. Basically, he gets in the car and drives off. And basically, so Izuku just like sit in the front and be like, I wonder if I should ask him something. Yeah, why not? He goes, so, Dad, when am I gonna get a new mom? And so, stop the car for a minute. Be looking at him with Izuku just smiling. He was like, let's just go. He was like, come on, Dad. You have to have some girl in your life. I mean, it can't be always work and teaching. I mean, as I was just basically looking at, Zuko be like, look, I don't have time for, work. Not work, I mean. I'm trying to say is, and then Zuko just laughs. He goes, oh my god. Oh, you're just flustered because I just exposed you. He's like, well, I mean, there's this one girl who keeps on basically always joking around with me. I can never tell when she's serious or not. Then Izuku goes, wait, Miss Joke? He goes, yeah, she always keeps on making that joke saying, let's get married or something. And I'm like, no. But I'm thinking in my head, I don't know if you're saying that is true or not. So Izuku just looks at him and goes like, Dad, just say yes, let's see what happens. That'd be funny. Next time you see her, just say sure, why not? I have a kid, so hold on. Alright, something I heard just sounded like something fell. I don't know what it was, but for some reason, there was nothing that fell. So he says, I have a kid now, so he can use a mother. And if she, says, it was a joke, no, thank you. You know, all that. That's fine. Or try to find someone else or something. I don't know. Just look. Just when you're ready, you'll find someone. And basically, that whole time conversation lasted until they got to UA. He's like, anyways, bye, Dad. As he gets out of the car, and then as I was like, if I knew he was gonna be a problem child, I would have still adopted him anyways. So, Izuku's getting to the school, basically. I mean, he's still having like the beanie on his head, and he still has like some pins in it. He's keeping his own look because he doesn't really care about the school's uniforms, but he'll wear the uniform. He just wearing his own like style. So beanie and headphones around his neck. Don't ask why. So he just he just walked into the school. He was like class 1A, class 1A, class 1A. So after not that long of searching, he finds it. And, well, before he even gets into the class, he hears someone yelling, but it's not inside, it's outside. He follows to where it's yelling, and he sees a red eyes blonde yelling at these kids, saying, get out of my way, you useless extras, basically, and all that. And he's like, jeez. He's a freaking pain. Or I'm saying he is gonna be a pain. I wonder why Dad says don't date a lot of blondes. He just walks over to this, yelling, screaming, explosion popping off his hands, boy. And you're like, oi, what do you think you're doing? Leave these guys alone. As he says, basically this boy looks at Izuku saying, who are you, extra? He goes like, name doesn't matter. But what I'm here to do is to have you leave them alone. In which Bakugo grabs, him by the collar with his hand that's not exploding. He says you have 3 minutes to get out of my way or I'll explode your ass to hell, basically. And then Izuku just thinks, oh, this guy is such an idiot. You never touch someone who may have he's thinking this. He says you never touch someone if they can copy your quirk. I mean, I'm a conduit, so... As then all of a sudden, Izuku just grabs Bakugo's wrist, and he can just see all of Bakugo's memories. And Bakugo was just, seeing him... You know how when Desmond is overpowered, there's like that little moment where Desmond sees everything. So basically his Bakugo's out mind is like this. He goes like, my name's Katsuki Bakugo. Basically, I'm trying to become a hero to find the bastards that killed my aunt. Well, she wasn't really my aunt, but I treated her like one. You don't know what happened to her. Basically, found out she had a kid, but don't know where he is. Don't even know what happened to him, actually. Could have been good friends. But anyways, I'm gonna become the number one hero to find the bastards who killed her and put them in prison. I don't care about fame or money. I just want to get justice for what she deserved. The DUP bastards are gonna pay for what they've done. Basically, that's how it is. And then he says, and no one's gonna stop me. Nobody. Basically, that's how it ends. And Zuko and Bakugo were on the ground as Bakugo gets up. He goes like, what the hell happened to me? And then Zuko goes like, so, I mean, he saw a picture of his mom. He goes like, so, you're Mitsuki's kid, huh? And my mom told me about you. He goes like, huh? So Zuko takes off the beanie. He sees the green and black hair. He goes, sup? Well, his name is Zuko Midoriya. Name is Zuko Aizawa. Conduit. And as they said, all of a sudden explosions popping off his hand. He was like, "Copy your quirk. Thanks. It's basically like the kids that were in Baku's way already left, but Baku's like, wait, you're nah, nah, no, it can't be. I thought, how did you? He was like, my mom was an ex-DUP member, and I guess I should say Aunt Mitsuki would have said something about it in the past to you again, I think. As Baku gets up, he was like, yeah, okay, I feel sore. What the? It was a side effect of when I copy someone's quirk. Or power, actually. So, anyways, he puts back on the beanie and goes like, look, I get it, but you're angry. You don't know who to take it out on. Just don't, legit, just don't do that to people if you want to become a hero and the number one. So, cool it down, and maybe, just maybe, keep that fiery temper. As Baku does realize that this guy saying his name was Midoriya, and he looks like Inko, so without knowing, Baku just hugs him. He doesn't know why, but it's like he missed Inko a lot. Like Bakugo knew Inko before Zuko knew Bakugo. So yeah. Basically, he really didn't think of Inko as an aunt, and just like when he found out she was dead, he basically was upset. Like he was depressed for a good 5 months, and after that, he trained his body. He trained everything he could just to get revenge on the people who killed her. And it doesn't matter who it was; he was gonna put them in jail, no matter what. So, him knowing that Inko had a kid, I mean, he knew, but it was like he didn't know if the kid was alive or not. So now that he knows that he still has Inko around, like this kid ain't Inko, but you know it is her kid. So it's something of her is still there and alive. So basically, he's just happy that he's alive, and you know Inko can live on. You know, basically as he sees it. As Izuku was like, dude, what the? He was like, and Baku let's go. He's like, sorry, just I've look. You probably saw my memories, a little bit fragments of them. So you know I may have been depressed for a little bit, 5 months. And I trained my as hard as I could just to get revenge on the people who killed her. So as Izuku goes, yeah, but still, just ask. Don't just hug out someone out of nowhere. It's kind of weird. Because, yeah. Which Izuku does look at him like he never laughed in his life, from his memories, I assume. So this is kind of weird. So he goes, well, anyways, tell me about yourself. I didn't see your memories, so. And then he says, alright, I'll tell you in class. Come on, this way. Azako and him start chatting a little bit, and then, well, Izuku does see Aizawa there. He says, let my dad sleep. He's like, right. So they get into the classroom, they just start talking. Izuku explained what he learned, everything he, did. Baku was kind of amazed by it, and then he even talks about how he met Desmond, and how he has Desmond's smoke abilities, and how he can regenerate from smoke, how he has, like, Cole McGrath's lightning abilities, basically, and now he has Baku's abilities. He thinks he can only copy elemental abilities, not actual, like, how can I say this? Baku then just says, not fit mutations or enhancements. He goes, yeah. I mean, there has to be a limit to what I can do with my conduit abilities. That would be just too OP if I can copy mutations. Actually, I may not want to do that. It would be too... basically, Baku says, painful to transform in and out. He goes, yeah. Anyways, so, That's what you've been doing. And to think, you're the one, basically, he like leans in and whispers saying, "You're the one who took down the DUP." Sheesh. He goes, "Yeah, just the current leader of them in Japan. That was it. So we don't have to worry about anything." So while everyone's getting to class, Izuku sees Jiro walking in, and he goes, "Wait, I remember. Yeah, I had a gig a couple of years ago, and I remember seeing her, thinking, what was her name then? Um, hmm, Kyoka Jiro, I think. That is her. I mean, it's been a while. I mean, my shows haven't planned, probably never even noticed her." And, well, he does see Denki walking in. But Denki looks different, like, way different. How can I say this? He doesn't look like Ken himself, basically. He's way more of just, he still has yellow hair, black lightning bolt in his hair, but it's just the aura around him's different. Kind of way. As basically Izuku was like, whoa. He changed. But was like, yo, man, you okay? He's like, yeah, um, just someone I met that's here. Two people that I met. Denki looks at Izuku, and he does walk over. He was like, sup, name's Denki Kaminari. You? He's like, Izuku. Izuku Izawa. It's nice to meet you. He's like, dude, like, just quick question. I'm just curious, what's your quirk? I mean, I know the people with conduit abilities are allowed to come into school and all, and there's like different divisions and age for them to help them out, become heroes. And, well, I'm just wondering, conduit or quirk? It was conduit, but my conduit abilities are a little bit different. It's hard to explain, but imagine I'm a power sponge. He was like, huh? I can absorb powers. Well, I probably have a limitation. I can't absorb mutations. But hey, I can absorb powers. So he was like, copy quirk? I mean, copy? He was like, yeah, I know. Copy conduit. Sort of thing. He's like, yeah, sorry, it's just quirks. Yeah. Hey, what's up with you? As soon as you walked in, you looked kind of, not pissed, but more angry. He goes, oh, yeah, man. Long story short, me and my girlfriend, or should I say my ex-girlfriend, have fallen out a couple years back. Like, I think it was like before high school started, and, well, it was like the end of it, and basically during the 10 months, I just kind of was angry at myself because I effed up. So, it's not her problem, it's mine, and Izuku just asked, so what was it? He was like, oh, because of this Zero dude, it's a band member of the Sun Ground. Got jealous of her talking about him all the time, how she wanted to meet him, but hey, we were broken up, and honestly, if I could, I apologize to her because it was my fault, actually. And it's fine. It's okay, basically. I'm trying to say is, I kind of was the jerk, so she had every right to break up with me, and I'm not gonna be dating anyone for quite a while. It was like, yeah, I'm just gonna try to keep my options open and just try to do my schoolwork. I used to play dumb in middle school, so I'm stopped doing that. I trained as much of my brain to handle my quirk, to basically not overload it at 1 million volts. I go up to probably 2 million, but I won't go to 1.5 million volts, so I can handle it. It's like, cool. Yeah. Anyways, as this, he just puts out his hand to Kaminari. Kaminari puts out his hand to Izuku, who's like, here, come my quirk. I want to see what you can do with it later on. And maybe you can help me improve mine. Deal? He's like, you bargain with me on this? He goes like, yeah. I want to see if it's actually true. So, come on. He's like, alright, suit yourself. So basically, Izuku sees Kaminari's memories. Yeah, he does see his parents being pro heroes. He does see the falling out with Jiro, how he felt afterwards, and that he really did train his mind and body just to handle, his quirk. And basically, Izuku does kind of feel bad, but it's like, yeah, he was right. He was being the jerk. So, I'm not saying Kaminari is mean. No. I'm just saying, like, he was just being jealous, and he let that jealousy overtake him. And that does happen, I think, sometimes to some people. So, I'm not saying it's, anyone's fault or anything. It's just, if you realize since he realized his mistake, he's not going to be, like, always, like, going to be jealous again. He's going to learn from it. That's what I'm trying to say is, since he knows how it feels, he's going to learn from his mistake and, move on. So anyways, after that, Denki and him were like, Denki was on the ground, kind of. Bakugo caught him and put him down gently while Zuko was still in his chair. And they basically go like, my head. Both of them at exactly the same time. And Zuko's like, you're the second person that copied today's quirk. And basically, Denki was like, who was the first? Bakugo says, me. Trust me, that headache goes away after a while. Izuku just say to himself, great, I'm gonna have to find those shards and power up these quirks. Probably get new abilities from them. I already had lightning, but electricity. Electricity and lightning are basically the same thing. But I wonder. When Denki gets up, he goes like, okay, so did you get it? Izuku puts his fingers together and goes like, yeah, I got it, but, and basically he then puts his hand with a lightning on. He goes like, I kind of already had a lightning ability. He's like, you could have, he goes like, dude, you want me to help you. You offered, to copy your quirk as long as I help you with it. That's the only reason why I did it. He was like, so whose ability is that you copied? Chromographs, Izuku just says, and then he's like, people who were nearby heard that, and just like, huh? What? How? And then he was like, so wait, you have Chromograph's abilities, and now I have yours, but, it's good to have it. So basically, what Izuku sees on it, like, he does lift up his arm, and Izuku and Bakugo see, like, tattoo marks on him, and he just saw that, he was like, hey, you're supposed to not have, blah, 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 tattoos and blah, 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 school, blah, blah, blah. He's like, shut it, Four Eyes. It's part of my conduit abilities. I'm a power sponge, so basically I absorb power. Which, he goes like, so, wait, Denki asks, so every time when you absorb someone's core, copy in it, you basically get a new tattoo mark. And through this, as then he shows them, he says, look at this little, kind of like a nuke with smoke coming off of it. The smoke ability then activates while it's glowing. Then he shows the lightning bolt, as in that's basically, Cole's conduit ability. He was like, now to your twos. Your twos, quirks I basically copied today. It was like, the grenade is yours, basically, Bakugo. And then the miniature explosions are coming off of his hand, like the little popping ones. And then for Denki, since, what was your quirk's name anyway? Charge Bolt, I think. Wait, give me a minute, let me think about it. And Izuku was like, you said you, goes like, yeah, I do still have my dumb moments. Okay, so hold on. Yeah, I have to pause this real quick. Alright, so he goes like, oh yeah, it was electrification. Which is, he was like, huh, alright. Well, that does make sense. But anyways, what was the whole entire thing with the charge bolt? He was like, hero name? Baku and Izuku just look at each other. Izuku says, that's pretty nice. Baku says, kinda stupid, but works with your quirk. He goes, yeah. Kind of trying to think of a better name, but that's the only thing I can come up with. Which, like I said, Baku said, like I said, kinda. Doesn't mean it's totally stupid. It works with your quirk. And, well, you do charge up energy, like you charge things, so, Izuku just says, yeah, anyways, I'll probably get, like, work on your, well, kind of try to see what I can do with these abilities of yours that I basically got from, well, your quirk. See if I can do anything else with them. Anyways, as he looks around, everyone's in the classroom. He was like, and he does see. He does, like, there are some conduits in them, conduits in the classroom. So, like, one of them replaced Mineta, and then one of them replaced Invisible Girl. So it's like, huh. So two other conduits than me. Nice. Yeah, I may or may not be bringing some past characters into the, well, into this what if. So, like, one can look like Cole McGrath, but reincarnation, or one of them can look like someone else reincarnation. So, yeah. Just want to say that. Anyways, let's continue it on. So, when everyone's in there, they do talk, and just, well, Aizawa pops in out of nowhere. He was like, everyone be quiet now. And no one's being quiet until he gets really mad and he says it. Everyone shut it. As, his hair's up, his eyes are glowing, everyone then's quiet. Izuku already was, so, And after that, he goes like, he does, like Aizawa says, good. But it did take you forever to get quiet. We gotta work on that. Anyways, here's the thing. We're not going to orientation because, well, I want to see your abilities in person. What you guys can do with your quirks and conduit abilities. Alright? Also, before anyone asks about the orientation thing, this is my class, we do what I want, and I say we don't go to that because we don't need to waste time. Anyways, get on these here, and we get on these uniforms for gym, and, well, get out there. And don't be late. And, well, everyone gets their stuff, they head to the locker room. And, well, Baku's, and Kaminari are talking to him, to Izuku. Kirishima does come over and was like, whoa, man, what do you do? And Izuku was like, oh, what I would do before I work out? He was like, yeah. And not really much. I mostly, well, parkour, so that's it. Which, basically, Kirishima was like, what? He was like, yeah, I mean, it's a workout on its own. Which Denki's like, huh, really? Like, yeah, so he just describes what he does, and Denki in the end is like, yeah, I can see how you... He goes, yeah, thanks. So after that, like, since Mineta's not there, that no one knows about, there's, like, that hole in the wall. So, anyways. So, after that, basically, the discussion, Baku was, like, legit, like, even though he heard it in person, it's still kind of shocking to him. So, hold on. Alright, I'm back. Anyways. Aizawa basically goes like, alright, everyone, here's the thing. We have two, well, first place people. But let me finish before someone asks. There's the quirks and conduits. Alright? That means we have a first place for the quirk section, and in first place for the conduit section. So, first up, Bakugo Katsuki. Come on up. So Bakugo comes up, he's like, yeah, so how far did you get in your, well, thought your course in middle school? 76 meters. Then he goes, alright, use your core for this. So Bakugo does say die, like he did in canon, and it is exactly the same amount, but I would say, but no. No. He gets 125. I mean, not 125, he gets 825. Because he trained his body and his quirk a lot. So Izuku's kind of impressed by that. So, same thing as Azawa. He was like, alright, now, for Izuku, Azawa, come on up. Whenever I heard that, it's like, huh? And Jiro was talking to some girls in class when he said his name to Denki. So, well, she didn't hear it, so now she goes, wait, Izuku? You know, she's thinking in her head, she goes, no, it can't be. Can it? He was like, so he catches the ball, he was like, alright, Dad, what do you want me to do? The, basically, smoke ability, electricity from coal, or, well, I think it's from two people's quirks, as you know. Well, probably know already. Azawa just says, two. I thought you only got one. But nah, two. Katsuki Bakugo's. Use the strongest one you have. Alright. So he kind of just encasing the ball in smoke. Everyone can see it. And so what he does is he throws it. But then he just like kind of like has his hand like straight out. And when he clenches his fist into a fist, his hand to a fist, the smoke around the ball explodes, sending it flying even further. And then he goes, 2,763 meters. Nice. As I expected from my son. It's like, he says, adopted son. It's like, yeah, whatever. It's like, don't make me put spiders in your sleeping bag. And then I was like, you wouldn't. He was like, I would. And I would take your phone so you can never watch cat videos again. It's like, you monster. He's like, he goes like, oh wait, I could just lock you in your room. Then basically Zuko's like, he does forget I can turn to smoke and go for the vents. Plus, I can sneak out the window. But as I was thinking, I just have to try to find a way how to close the vents and make sure the bars have, well, that he can't use his smoke ability to go right through them. If I get the window barred up, nah, that's too cruel. I just take away his phone plus his console, and never allow him to do his shows again for a week. And then he does have like a smile. Izuku does still do the the rock, and like he still does his like shows with his friends, but there's gonna be the one last concert, which Azawa does know that's coming up that he has to go to, because they're going to college. I mean, they're kind of leaving to go overseas for their college because that's what's happening. That their college will send them to be going overseas, and yeah. So anyway, so everyone else goes through their, exam like normal. And Izuku in the ball throw was second. Ochako was first. Everyone was, same as in canon. So Izuku was first place overall. If you're wondering how did he beat Ida, easy. Explosions! He used too much at once, sent him flying straight forward. Which Bakugo laughed at it. So yeah. But anyway, so at the end of it, Izuku was like, huh, nice. Alright. What time is it? I mean, he does like say that Azawa says. It's only about 12, maybe 11 in the morning still.
He's like, let me guess. And he said, that's enough for today for class. We can go. He was like, yeah. I mean, you have to go especially because you gotta get prepared because of gig. And he was like, not a gig. It's just me helping out some friends. It's like, yeah, yeah. I mean, he tried to expose Izuku, but Izuku just like was like, nope, not being exposed today. Nope. But Jiro was like, okay, that is just too convenient. Even like Denki's like, wait, gig. Don't tell me he's that zero guy. And well, I mean, Zugu does like leave. He does get changed. As I was like, come on, like, yeah, Dad, I'm coming. So I mean, they do get back to this house, and Zuku gets everything tuned and ready, and in his mask and his outfit. Jiro knew about the concert's last day, so she got ready when she got home and went. And Denki, he's like, oh yeah, about that guy Zero's band is, well, they're disbanding after this show. Eh, why not? So I mean, he dressed up for the occasion, just went to it. So at the show, Zuku's playing like their number one hit song, with everyone, and then he goes like, "All right, everyone, that's all for today, and well, actually forever. Who knows? We may come back, but as of right now, the band's been disbanded. So, hope you all have a nice time, and remember, always have fun." So, I mean, everyone like does like start cheering. Someone crying. Others are just like saying like, "Please tell us who you are," basically. And well, I mean, the band members saying like, "We will," like the other ones besides Zuku, and he says, "But not him." Some people are like upset. Others are like wondering why. He was like, "We don't want no one to know where what school he's going to." So they take off their masks. Everyone sees who they the drummer, the bass player, and the other one, bass player, do take off, their masks and just like show them. Everyone like was shocked. Some knew who they were surprised. The owner just kind of chuckled because he thinks this is funny. So after that, I heard everyone leave. Izuku's like, guys, I should have, like, nah, kid, nah, Izuku. You still need to be unknown. If anyone knew who you were, a lot of people would just try to find out, use you or something. And he's like, yeah. I'm gonna miss you guys a lot. And they do notice, and we're gonna miss you too, buddy. Anyways, the owner comes out and goes like, here's your guys' money. A little bit extra for the final show. It's one you guys did one hell of a performance. So they give basically they check. They like, this is like 2 times the amount we get for our shows. He's like, yeah, I put a little bit of my own funds into it. Don't worry about it. And for you, kid. And I mean, because Izuku's younger than them, and even he did tell them I got adopted, they still give him twice as much. He does say he added a couple 500 yen in his wage for this, which Izuku's like, I'll come by every once in a while, owner. Like, yeah, you better. Don't forget about me. Now become a hero, kid, as I know you can. So Izuku does get everything he has and walking out. Jiro was waiting. She was like, so you're Izuku Aizawa? He was like, yeah. And basically he's using Denki's electricity, send electricity throughout the area. So he goes, and Denki, you come out right behind the pole. I know you're there. So Denki does come out. It's like, use my electricity quirk, didn't ya? He's like, yep. So you can spread it out throughout the ground. If there's any electricity nearby, you can kind of control it. Basically, it'll go through the ground into the wires and pinpoint when it to basically get somewhere it is.
It's a bit of a sensory quirk sort of thing. So you noted. Dude, were you a band member? Yeah. You guys probably remember this if he put, as he pulls out the mask, as they look, he was like, "Sup, Zero. So, look, if I did anything to you guys' relationship, I'm sorry. Alright? I was just trying to. I was thinking, he says, it's cool, man. Like I said, it was my fault. But, dude, you're Zero? It's like, yeah. Which, Jiro's kind of shocked. She does ask, when did this. How? He's like, okay, look. Come back to my place. My dad's gonna pick me up in about 5 minutes. And, well, you know. Alright? Denki nods, and Jiro's like, okay. So, it was like a afternoon show, like 4 o'clock in the afternoon show. Only lasted for 2 hours or 6, so basically they get Asao sees Suzuku, Jiro, and Denki. Izuku was like, they know. Basically, I forgot to mention these two at a show one time. They were dating. So, Asao says, I don't care, get in the car, everyone. Because Hikari tells Izuku needs to explain some stuff to them. So, yeah. So, when they get home, Izuku sees someone there. He was like, who is she? And then, well, because this woman, that's based in the house, does not like have her hero costume on, so Izuku's like, she was like, Shota, is this him? Your son? He's like, yep, this is Joke. And he was like, wait, Miss Joke? She goes, the one and only. And he's like, so, did you ask him to marry? Did you ask him to marry you? And he said, sure, why not? I have a kid now, anyways. He's like, yeah. What do you say? Besides, all says she flustered and could not say anything. It was hilarious. Her face goes red and she goes, shut it. He's like, Izuku just kind of laughs. So, anyway, she notices the two other people right behind Izuku. She goes, who are these two? And he was like, oh, this is Jiro, Jiro, basically, and Denki Kaminari. Basically, I have to explain some stuff to them. So, I don't mind if you're here to hear it. She's like, okay. So, Izuku tells them why he was in the band. And why was he, doing all that. When Denki goes, so wait, you're telling me you've been without parents, a mother, up until recently, having no parents, and just had people taking care of you for a while, and then they left, and then just, you're on your own, meet different people, and now you're here after everything with a father. Uh-huh. The money I had was basically to help me get some gear for hacking into places, plus clothing, food, and making sure I had the bills paid. Which, Jiro was just shocked that he was on his own for all this time. And yet, his attitude as Zero was so, like, not upbeat, but more like, he knows when to have fun and he knows when to be serious, sort of way. So, he does say, like, alright, since you guys know my story, what happened to me in my life, so that's all you guys need to know. You guys can't tell no one about who I was, being in a band, because I don't want no one to come crowding me with asking for autographs. That'd be real pain, Which, Denki nods, he was like, yeah, I bet. And then Izuku goes like, oh yeah, Zuko. A woman named Mitsuki Bako called me, asking to meet up with you. And I said, you aren't here right now, you're busy. So, she asked if she can come visit tomorrow at school. I said, sure. Because she wants to
guess confirm if you are Inko's son. Inko Midoriya's son or something. Troublesome. Which Izuku does not. I kind of figure that much. So, Denki's parent, he didn't call his parents up when they got to the place, told them their address, they already knew where it was, so his parents his mom rang the doorbell saying she's here to pick up Denki. He says, I'm here, Mom. See you, Izuku. I'll try out what you told me. He's like, alright. And Jiro's like, she's still shocked. She'd never, call her parents, but Izuku's like, hey, Dad, am I allowed to, well, It's like, yeah, just don't be late. Don't be late at pass out 12, alright? He's like, yep. Jiro's like, huh? He's like, well, gotta take you home after you eat. Come on. She's like, oh, okay, so basically, Izuku makes her something to eat. She eats it, she's amazed. Well, freak. Sorry, dropped my phone. Well, she's amazed on how well Izuku could cook. And then after she ate, he does say it's ready. She was, it's, again, kind of cold out. He's like, he's thinking to himself, it's not that cold. He checks the weather out. It's only like 64 degrees. It's like, okay, to be fair, that would be kind of chilly. At least a sweat jacket weather kind of way, just to wear. So he's like, are you asking for one of my hoodies? If I even have a hoodie. She doesn't answer. He's like, hold up. So he runs to his room. He grabs a sweat, like a regular jacket. He gives it to her. Basically, it's just like an old one he said he had for like 2 years. So it's okay if she has it. It does have some paint spray on it. So I hope she doesn't mind it. She does say, no, it's fine. Like, seriously? She goes, mm-hmm. It's like, alright. So basically, how they're going is, Izuku's basically using the rooftops. He's only using the smoke ability to basically, go around. Not dashing into anything. Making sure, because if he did that, Jiro would not be able to hold on to him. She is kind of, like, scared, so he can feel every time he jumps off of something. She does tighten her grip, and he's like, where else to go now? Basically, she does like, have her an earpiece into Izuku's ear. He does say like the headphone wasn't working right, so she says, turn this way, as she points in the direction. He's like, alright. So yeah, they're getting over to her house. After he gets there, he does put her down. He says, well, here you go, Jiro. Remember to keep my secret, alright? She does nod, and she does says thank you. He goes, no problem. Anyways, see you at school tomorrow. So they leave. He leaves. Jiro's just amazed at Izuku. So when she gets in, she's smiling. Her mom just asks why she's so happy. He's like, oh, nothing. It's just, I found out who the leader of the band I went to see today was. She goes, really? I was like, And she goes, who is he? He goes like, just someone from my school. And it's fine. I'm going upstairs, Mom. She goes, alright. So Jiro's mom's happy that, she's happy. Anyways. Okay. I have to be getting ready for work soon. So I will be trying to I'm going to go out to the hero versus villain part. I'm sorry. Just, But anyway, so after the next day happens, the next day, has arrived. Everyone gets to school, and well, everyone's asking where's Aizawa. Izuku knows what's gonna happen. He just says, "Guys, someone's gonna be coming here. Don't worry." In which then he meets. Then when All Might comes in and says his thing, everyone's cheering. Izuku just kind of chuckles, and yeah, so Izuku not gonna wear no hero outfit. He's just gonna be like looking like Desmond. So which he comes out, everyone comes out with their hero costume, everything that goes with canon. But the two other people that come out basically don't really have any, you know, basic gear on. It's just like they have one has earth ability, the other one has, well, water manipulation, kind of ability. So yeah. So basically, they can produce their own water no matter where it is. That's the thing. So, and I'm not gonna give names yet until I introduce them. So basically, where everyone else comes out, that's where Zuko he comes out looking like Desmond. All Might puts the thumbs up. So when they're walking over to the monitor room, the two conduits come up to him. He was like, they basically say hi to him. He's like, "Yo, so what's your two's names?" One of them says their name is Iroh. Yeah, Iroh basically. Why not? Iroh. Another one says their name is Hannah. Basically, Hannah's the one with the earth quirk. Iroh's the one with the water quirk. So yeah, he's like, it's a pleasure to meet you too. And he does say like, I'm not going to, you know, I'm not gonna try to copy you guys' abilities, so don't worry. They don't really mind it actually. So they said it's part of who you are. So they just do shake his hands, and he does absorb both of their abilities at the same time. He sees both of their memories, in which they were happy that they got out of the DUP because they were in there, and well, it wasn't that good for them. So Zuko's huffing and puffing and just like, okay, so you guys are both in there, and yep, we were given a chance to become heroes. We said yes. And we're just going to meet the guy who, well, who may have helped.
Which Izuku just chuckles and says, "What do you mean? I didn't do anything. I'm just a random nobody." I mean, they said we live with Nezu. Which Izuku was like, he told you guys. He goes, mm-hmm. He goes, well, I mean, like I said, I didn't do really nothing, man. And, well, guys, he means, he's like, wait, guys, gals, whatever. I didn't do nothing. I just found a picture, tried to get my answers, and ended up helping out. So, really, I don't deserve no credit. Kind of. I did call myself, I was hyping myself up, and I did call myself the unknown hero, so. Which they do. Just shrugging. Well, they started talking. So once the time for the heroes versus villains, like names, it's Suzuku and Jiro with Baku. Well, not Bakugo. Let's switch it up, saying like Kirishima and Todoroki as villains. So not Denki. So basically, yeah. So basically, Denki and Todoroki go inside, put the bomb on the top floor, and well, Jiro and Midori are talking about a plan. So the plan is Izuku's gonna use his electricity to see if he can spread out throughout the building to find out where they are, and then we go from there. We basically will, and basically he'll try to see if he can try and find a way to get up there onto the top of the building. I mean, he does have two new abilities now, but he can't use them right away because he needs to train with them more. But the explosions will cause too much of a ruckus, so we have to go through the normal way. Jiro says she can keep track of where they are through her, headphone jacks. Which she was like, alright then. So, on this time for them to go, they go into the building. In which Jiro does kind of, hear Denki, but it's like she doesn't know why, but there's electricity going throughout the whole entire building. And Zuko does saying, so, he's using his electricity to spread throughout the whole entire building since where we are. Alright. Looks like we don't have the element of surprise no more. She's like, huh? And then all of a sudden, they see ice come up. Izuku sees ice coming their way. He does grab Jiro, kind of like jumps to the side, and what happened is the ice passed them because they went to another hall. And then he's like, "So, Todoroki, you try to do a sneak attack on us, huh?" And Todoroki just says, "I don't know who you think you are, but you're gonna lose this. You're gonna lose today against me." And which then Izuku just like kind of puts his hands on the ice and it explodes. He was like, "Not a chance. I ain't gonna lose to no one. Besides, I'm unpredictable. I'm not really that well known. And besides, this ain't the first time I fought in close quarters like this." Which which Tori doesn't understand. Jiro does tell him the position where he is, and he just says, "Got it." So he makes a ball of smoke, throws it. Todoroki sees it, and he jumps out of the way before it detonates. But then Izuku does throw an electricity ball over, and which right when Todoroki landed and rolled, the electricity ball was right he basically bounced it onto the wall. Which Todoroki was like, "How did he?" And which then it did explode, which sent him flying into the wall that was even near. Izuku then dashed towards him, in which then he gains out his chain, uses smoke, and hits Todoroki with it. Does send him flying, but Todoroki used ice in the meantime to, to keep him from, falling into another wall. It's like, wow, pretty impressive. Anyways, let's get the show on the road. So Izuku does, fight Todoroki. Todoroki's using a lot of ice. He's still using not much fire. He only uses fire a little bit because, Endeavor did try to help out Toya a lot to achieve his dream to become a hero, but Toya was just pissed most of the time, so he ran away because unknown reason. That's what they think, but only Endeavor knows the truth, and he never told no one because that's what Toya asked for. So yeah. But anyways, someone's walking by the monster room and hears the basically Shoto Todoroki's voice as he comes in. This boy with white hair and, a few, not scars or burns, but it's just, he looks different than what he would in canon. Still piercings, just on his ears and a lip, basically on his lip, but that was it. Only like one piercing on his lip. My mouth's not speaking right today. So, he thinks to himself, so what's my little brother gonna do? So, when Izuku basically gets in close, he does punches Todoroki with electricity. Well, more like the lightning that from Cole McGrath's into basically him, and it does shock him a little, and then he thinks, I can use some ice, yeah, but I'll take probably copy both his quirks, so why not? I probably just evolve one of them too. Yeah. So he runs over, and he does touch Todoroki, in which blue and red lights are coming off, which no one knows what's happening, but not many people know, only Denki, Bakugo, and All Might know what's happening. So after that, Jira was watching the whole entire time, because she was amazed. Denki just knew what was gonna happen. And which, after a few minutes, Izuku does get up. He was like, "Whoa, okay, what a rush. Whew. I don't know why, but usually I would be getting headaches by now. But not me, not right now. I'm just so full of energy." So, what's happening is, I'm kind of making when Izuku absorbs enough powers from different people, and it will eventually evolve into different things. So instead of him feeling headaches now, he'll feel a rush of power, maybe even some of the abilities he copied will get enhanced after copying a certain amount. So basically, he just notices that. I mean, he basically looks at his arm and he sees an ice block, like from the Antarctic, something to do with ice on his arm, and then fire. But for some reason, he looks at the battery, and then he sees like it was just like the battery was there. But now it's a battery full on with like electricity going around it. He's like, what the? So he starts, because I don't know what's happening, but as light, they see electricity is going, Denki's quirk he's using goes all around him, along with them with Cole McGrath's. He's like, what the? I can find two at once? Oh, sweet. So he remembers how much time, he just realized how much time he wasted with fighting off, Todoroki. So for some reason, somehow, he runs all the way to Jiro real quick, picks her up, her face is red, and then they just run all the way to the top. Denki's like waiting, he's like, okay, they're gonna come through that. As what happens is he just sees the door burst open and there's no one there, and then he just hears in that few seconds, Hero Team wins, basically. He looks by and he goes like, sorry Denki. Kind of was like overcharged, basically. It felt like, I don't know why, I don't know how, I just am. And he's like, dude, what the? He was like, after I copied Todoroki's powers, for any reason, instead of getting that headache and passing out, I just got up immediately and just was like, oh, like I was charged up with so much power. Whew. As he is starting to come down right now, and the electricity and lightning mixed together is like still there. Then he kind of shuts them both off. He was like, okay, somehow in some way, I think I combined two of my powers, well, the chromographs and your quirk together to become one thing. He's like, what do you mean? He's like, he does show his tattoos, and basically the lightning bolt and the freaking battery that had electricity around it did kind of merge together to become one. He's like, because he sees the lightning bolt on this, with a circle now instead of a battery. He was like, I think I invented something new. Yes, I am making some references of some things. So basically, I am just having in this case Izuku, if he has, since I said they evolved, and since they are lightning and electricity, it's still, that. So it's like his body, his conduit ability just naturally just said, you know what, merge these two together. And which, yeah, he has now super speed and still electricity. He still has Cosmograph, all of his abilities, along with Denki's, but they just added up to super speed. Now, they should be used for super speed and everything else. So Denki's like, wait, did you? He goes, nope, still have everything else. Just got an extra, ability with it. He's like what? Or what does that mean? He goes, super speed. And I mean super speed. He's like, gotcha. Denki says, and, well, yeah. So, after that, everyone else goes the same. And, everyone else, only the only people that were different are the ones who fought Todoroki. Those things are different. And, that's all. After that, Denki was announced MVP, and, they were leaving from school. Jiro is telling how amazing he is, and Izuku just kind of just says, no, I'm not. So, I'm going to leave it off right there, everyone. I hope you guys have a nice day, night, wherever you are. It doesn't come out when I'm, at work. So, yeah. Bye, everyone. Have a nice day, night, wherever you are. Bye.